Mountain radio signal is back after a long absence. Listeners say the new programming is, quote, less for outcasts, more for weirdos.
We're back with more Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands. Right now I'm actually just exploring a cave near Good Springs, called the Good Springs Cave. We're blowing up more coyotes with dynamite. There's a lot of blood and skeletons around. I got none of the coyotes noticed that stick of dynamite blow up their pup. These are the most dense coyotes there's ever been. I don't know how that didn't hurt you, or how you didn't even notice. I might as well use this dynamite for something. I mean, we know I have the much more powerful Nuka cocktails. Apparently there's a dead ghoul down here. Dead bright follower. Got a plasma defender on this ghoul. You might remember in the last part we stopped at a sign that said, "Beware of the Deathclaws ahead." Yeah, we're going to be heading up towards that area. There's a particular side quest I'm going to do up there, as well as some other things. But first, I'm going to go into Gene's skydiving. Those red marks behind it are powder gangers. You might remember we stopped the powder gangers from attacking Good Springs. And they're escaped convicts, so I've got no qualms with doing this. It says I'm in caution, but who's detecting me? My perception's at 9, so I would see if anyone was around. This guy has 100 NCR dollars on him. I'll take that. I guess the NCR has their own money, rather than using bottle caps. There's also an explosives crate containing some dynamite. Even though I'm stealing it, since I'm stealing it from the powder gang, the game doesn't seem to affect my karma. I think that was actually a change made in Tale of Two Wastelands, or before, stealing from the powder gangers would result in a loss of karma, even though you're stealing from escaped convicts. Same when you steal from Caesar's Legion, but you get good karma when you kill them. Bloatfly, eh? I'm gonna overkill it with the dynamite. Come on, hit that bloatfly. Nice. If you look over there, you can see the roller coaster to Primm. That's where we have to go for our main quest. But first I want to complete a side quest up here, mainly because there's another unique weapon I can get my hands on. Yep. Walked right into a powder ganger while I wasn't recording. But you'll get to see me light him on fire with my gun. Yeah, give me that outfit you're carrying around. I now have faction armor. Faction armor disguises you as a member of that faction. Members of the faction will now consider me a friend, and enemies of that faction will attack you on sight, regardless of your own relation with them. Any reputation change that occurs while wearing faction armor still affects your character. Security personnel, such as guards and watchdogs, will see through your disguise and alert anyone nearby, so watch out. Basically what this means is so long as I'm dressed as a powder ganger, other powder gangers will not attack me as an enemy. At the same time, other groups such as the NCR and others that don't like the powder gangers will attack me on sight, thinking I'm one of them. The reason I'm putting on their outfit here is because there's more powder gangers. Here come a few. But because I'm dressed up as them, they don't notice me. Notice, hitchhikers may be escaped prisoners. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Something up ahead that's hostile. Up more coyotes. The Zurong gun will make quick work of them. One of them was just standing casually in there while he burned. The place I'm going, I don't want to wear the disguise because if I show up dressed as a powder ganger, they will be attacked because they're allied with NCR. So we'll keep the disguise on for now until we get close. There's a body down here. I think it's another Bright Brotherhood ghoul. Yep. Not that I need to disguise myself around the powder gangers. If they attack me, I can handle them. I just wanted to show off how the disguise system works. I just went ahead and took off the outfit, put on the armored Vault 101 jumpsuit.
Hold up. There are Deathclaws all over the damn place north of here. I'd turn back if I were you. If you want to get to New Vegas, you're better off heading east from Primm and then looping north. It's a heck of a lot safer.
Basically, that's your hint of, don't go this way, you won't make it. I mean, that would make sense if you were a starting character in Fallout New Vegas, but since I'm not, where'd the Deathclaws come from?
They moved into the quarry after the powder gangers came through and made off with most of our dynamite. We shut the quarry down while we waited for the NCR to get us some more blasting sticks, but now the Deathclaws have shown up. The NCR's a no-show, and my men and I have got nothing to do but sit on our asses all day. It's damn frustrating.
I could take care of your Deathclaw problem.
I don't know what it is about you, but I think you could actually pull it off. Deathclaws are tough bastards, but you might be even tougher. Nobody here is
I know I am.
Fight against Deathclaws, but take these medical supplies. You'll probably need them. To do the job right, you've got to get rid of the pack leaders, the Mother Deathclaw and the Deathclaw Alpha Male. Should run the rest of them off.
Sounds good. Have any problems with Deathclaws before?
We'd see them occasionally, but they didn't seem too keen on getting too close to the quarry. Not sure if it was the noise or all the workers. I can't believe that an entire pack moved into the quarry. I thought that kind of bad luck only happened in New Vegas.
Well, tell me about these powder gangers. What do you know about them?
They're a bunch of escaped cons from down south. The NCR was using them to maintain the railways as part of their sentence. I don't know who screwed up, but the powder gangers are loose. It was one group that attacked us and took our entire supply of dynamite.
No, I guess some of the dynamite I've been taking off them means probably belongs here in Sloan, right? Anyway, let's talk about something else.
Okay.
What can you tell me about New Vegas?
I've been there once, and I don't recommend it. It's just a way to burn through a month's pay in 5 minutes. I've seen a lot of folks come through here thinking they'll have the easy life once they get there. It never happens.
Alright then. I'll be going then.
If you insist on going north, don't be expecting a rescue when you get into trouble.
Even though I just agreed to help him deal with the Deathclaw problem. There's one other thing I can do here. They have a mole rat here named Snuffles. Let's talk to Snuffles. Your leg appears to be injured. And it makes a noise like it was sucking up something and swallowing it. Let's clean the wound with antibiotics and expertly bind Snuffles' injured leg. There we go. Now how's it going? Well, alright, I guess that's the answer I should have expected. See you later, Snuffles. It's not much, but it helps the people here. Chomps Lewis will even say so when I talk to him.
You need something?
Yeah, I fixed your mole rat Snuffles' leg.
I'd noticed Snuffles limping, but I didn't realize the problem was that serious. Thanks. That beast helps keep spirits up around here.
And I gained NCR fame for helping Snuffles. Alright, I'll be going.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still neutral to him. So, fixing an injured mole rat's leg isn't going to win me too much favor with the NCR. but I think what I'm about to do might help. Over here is Quarry Junction. This is where the Deathclaws are holed up. And I agreed to help Chomp Lewis by taking out the Deathclaw Mother and the Deathclaw Alpha Male. Of course, I've been to Old Olney and the Deathclaw Sanctuary back in the capital Wasteland, so Deathclaws won't be a problem for Blazer. Put down some bottle cap mines in preparation for him. Now we'll take out my new weapon, the YCS-186, and start picking them off. Hey, you like that? I got an alien blaster. This'll stop him. And the bottle cap mine blew him apart as he was being disintegrated. There we go. This thing works way better on him than the captain's sidearm did. I'm not even hiding. I'm over here. Wonder if the Deathclaws can tell that, unlike the aliens they've seen in their movies, I don't come in peace. That made no sense. There we go, Quarry Junction. I could get a sneak attack critical on the Deathclaws, but the alien blaster crits every time. Why would I need to do that? Come on. Another Deathclaw turned to dust. Put on my winterized T-51B power armor just in case. Don't want to get caught off guard by the Mother or the Alpha that I'm supposed to kill for this little unmarked side thing. Who's next? If they hit me without my armor on, I'm going to die in one hit. There's the Alpha. I gotta be careful, he's a fast one. Go, alien blaster! That's the Alpha male down. I would have switched to a melee weapon, but he was already in the process of swinging at me. Still got to take down the Deathclaw Mother. You might remember I took on a Deathclaw Mother in the Deathclaw Sanctuary near where I got vengeance. There it is over there. Yep. There we go. Deathclaw babies, I'm going to take out with my Deathclaw gauntlet. Very nice. Some ammo here and a light machine gun and a mini nuke. Of course, another Deathclaw on the way. I think. Music's playing like I'm under attack. Give me the egg. Alright, now we begin the long trek back to... Oh, there it is. I see you up there. You I'll just take out with a Nova Surge. Some guy is approaching me as I came back from Sloan. Who's this?
Hello there. It's good to see a friendly face. I almost took you for a raider, I did. Name's Malcolm. Malcolm Holmes. Don't suppose you'd care to trade. I'm missing a few essentials and... Ah, screw this. Lying just ain't in my nature. I'll tell it to you straight. I've been following you for a good bit now.
You have? How did you survive? I ran through a bunch of areas full of fire geckos and cazadors and deathclaws. You must be more hardcore than I am to still be alive. Why are you following me?
It started off innocently enough. I was traveling, as I often do, and happened to observe you picking up one of those blue star caps. You didn't show any reaction to it, so I figured you didn't know what you'd gotten your hands on.
I see. What's so special about these caps? As if I didn't already know, I mentioned it in the previous part why I want them.
There's an old Wasteland legend that says somewhere out there is a fabulous treasure from before the war. Those caps with the blue star on them, the tale goes, are the key to that treasure. They're called sunset sarsaparilla stars.
Ah, neat. So where can I find more of them?
All over the place. The easiest place to find them is unopened bottles of sunset sarsaparilla. You'd think they'd all have been picked clean by now, but somehow, new bottles keep appearing in the machines. Some say it's old Festus that does it, hoping someone will finally collect enough caps to earn the treasure. Other than bottles, you'll just have to scavenge. You can find caps in the unlikeliest of places, and blue star caps are no exception.
You mentioned some guy named Festus. Who's that?
It's said that the treasure is guarded by a man named Festus, and he's the one who asked for the blue star caps. It's also said he's been around since the war, standing a lonely vigil, waiting for someone to come and take the treasure off his hands. That'll make him pretty damn old, but I've met a few people in my travels who claim they actually met him, and they weren't the lying type either.
Yeah, by old, I mean Fallout New Vegas is in, what, 2280? I'd have to look again, but yeah, I'm fairly certain someone that old must be either a ghoul or a robot or something. So you collect these caps too, then, I take it?
Nah, I gave it up years ago. Too dangerous. And even if I did still collect them, I'd tell you the same. There's people out there so mad with the idea of treasure that they'll attack strangers just on the suspicion that they have some of those caps.
Huh. What kind of treasure are we talking?
No one knows. Money, weapons, water. It is, or maybe was, something of value, and that's enough to get people motivated.
Well, I know what the real treasure is, and ironically, it has more to do with what he's going to tell me when I mention that I'll be going than it does with the actual treasure itself. Thanks for the info.
No problem. If you do end up trying to collect more stars, watch out for a man named Alan Marks. He's killed several people for their stars already.
Alan Marks. I'll have to keep that guy in mind. I've activated a stealth boy so I can pickpocket him. He's got 6 Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle caps. With the 100 stealth from my stealth boy, I should be able to take him right off him. There we go. I'll lose some karma for that, but he said he gave up searching for them anyway, so that's fine. Anyways, back to the task at hand. I wanted to go talk to Chomps Lewis again.
You need something?
I sure do. I've already killed the Deathclaw mother and the Deathclaw alpha male, as well as every other Deathclaw that was in Quarry Junction.
Coming from anyone else, I'd say they were drunk or crazy. But that look in your eyes, I believe you. I can pay you, but it ain't much for what you pulled off. I'll get on the ham radio first thing and tell people all about you, though.
There we go. Now I've gained some more NCR fame. He gave me 5 $100 NCR money. So now I have 600 NCR dollars, and I'm now accepted in the NCR. Next, we're going to go into the mess hall.
Hello.
Jazz Wilkins.
Let me ask you a question. What's the tastiest thing you've ever eaten?
Why do you ask?
I've got this recipe for a Deathclaw omelet that I've been itching to try out. Trouble is, I need a Deathclaw egg. Kinda obvious, I suppose.
Oh, what a coincidence. I just happen to have one of those with me. Here you go.
I can't believe you actually got one. Give me a bit to get the recipe set up, then talk to me again.
And she takes the Deathclaw egg from me.
This is incredibly good. Here's your omelet, and the recipe if you ever want to make your own. It takes a bit of skill to get it tasting right.
So let's talk to her about the Deathclaw recipe.
Yeah?
Where'd you come up with it, anyway?
My great-aunt Rose ran a bed and breakfast back in California, in a town called Modoc. She's the one who created the recipe in the first place. I don't know how she managed to get a hold of a female Deathclaw, but she kept it in a shed. Aunt Rose had a steady supply of eggs for her omelets. At least, she did until some stranger came along and killed the Deathclaw, shot it right in the eye.
And that's actually a reference to Fallout 2. The town, you actually go to the town of Modoc and you find that the town has plenty of these omelets, but then you go in to find out that instead of chickens, Rose is keeping a Deathclaw in her pen, and you end up killing it. So yeah, the hero of Fallout 2, the Chosen One, killed Aunt Rose's Deathclaw. One of the guys in the locker area, I didn't record it, but he said he swears he saw some guys up on the quarry.
Good to see a friend of our government. With the Deathclaw pack leaders dead, I hope we can get back to work soon. Hey!
Yeah, he's not going to mention it again, but what do you say we go find those people? I see the marks on the map. This is probably them.
What?
That's close enough. What do you want with the Great Khans?
I'm looking for some great Khans who stole something from me in Good Springs.
The only Khans this far into NCR territory is me and my crew, and I didn't steal squat from you. Besides, even if some of my gang did steal from you, I wouldn't rat them out. Loyalty actually means something to the Great Khans.
That's fine. I'll find them eventually. What are you doing up here?
Awaiting a delivery, but it's a no-show. I'm guessing that the Deathclaws and the Quarry have something to do with that.
Well, they won't be a problem anymore. What kind of delivery were you expecting?
Supplies to make chems. The NCR's the best source since they're hard to come by anywhere else. We don't really use the chems ourselves, just sell them to anybody with the caps. If it ends up hurting the NCR in the process, that's a bonus.
So they're drug runners. This is a rather unusual place to pick up a delivery, if you ask me. I mean, before I came along, this whole area was overrun with Deathclaws.
The Khans and the NCR don't get along. They prefer to shoot us on sight, even if we're not looking for a fight.
Well, if you're running drugs and I know the delivery's not legal, maybe I can help you.
Is that right? What's your angle?
An angle? I'll just tell her no angle, I just feel like helping.
Right. Alright, here's the deal. I was expecting a shipment of chemicals. It's usually in a suitcase dropped off in one of the big machines up here. Because of the Deathclaws, I have to assume the suitcase is still in Sloan. Snoop around the place and get it for me.
Alright, sure, I could do that. You're probably wondering why I'm doing this. I'm helping a bunch of drug runners get their chems, but you'll see, I've got something in mind. So, anything about these chemicals I should know?
Don't kill anybody if you don't have to. I'm a scout and I like to keep a low profile.
I shouldn't have to kill anybody at Sloan. They like me over there. Are these chemicals dangerous or anything?
I wouldn't eat or drink them, but no. They won't explode if you drop them or anything.
Alright.
Like what?
Tell me about the Great Khans.
We're an independent group. We take care of our own and don't take crap from anybody. Especially the NCR.
So what happened between the Great Khans and the NCR?
Bitter Springs happened. Women and children died when the NCR attacked the Great Khans there. And the NCR just pretends it never happened.
And how'd you end up joining them?
It wasn't easy. There's a lot of initiation rituals to go through, and I've got the scars to prove it. But in the end, I was tough enough to be made a member. Proudest day of my life.
Alright then.
Like what?
I'll go check out the cabin for you, see if I can find you your suitcase.
Don't leave a trail.
Now I've discovered the Great Khan encampment.
What?
You sound like such a friendly bunch, considering they helped the checkerboard coat guy take me out. Anyway, go into the mining office. Find, there's a safe in here. Here's what we want, the suitcase. There's nothing in the suitcase. Check with Chomp Lewis about the empty suitcase. So we'll go back, talk to Chomps Lewis again.
You need something?
I'm looking for a suitcase filled with chemical supplies. Do you know anything about it?
Ah, yes. I think I know which friend you mean. Even if there weren't Deathclaws in the quarry, there'd still be no delivery. The supplier, a guy in Primm named Tyrone, is a cheating son of a bitch who won't deliver even though he's already been paid in advance.
So you don't care that you're helping the Great Khans? I thought we were at the NCR here.
I'm just a middleman. The Great Khans are a hard group, and some of them are no good. But they're not all the same. I believe in the NCR, but that doesn't make it right for them to roll over anyone who doesn't want any part of them.
Has Tyrone cheated you before?
He's always been shady, but this is the first time he's outright screwed me.
So how do you know this Melissa?
She's my daughter. Takes a little too much after her mother, rest her soul. But she's happy with the Great Khans, and that's enough for me.
Alright, so your daughter is a Great Khan. That's fine. If you say they're not all bad, I'll take your word on that. I'll go pay a visit to Tyrone once I get to Primm.
Good luck.
Thanks, Chomps. That's not actually the quest either. Yeah, I know, I fixed it. People sure like to interrupt me when I'm walking away to tell people about stuff. But yeah, those aren't actually the things I came here to do. Well, I did them because, you know, they're things to do here. But what I really want is up here on this mountain. You might remember in the first area when I went to the Yanks Memorial, in the last part, I discovered a radio station called Black Mountain Radio. Well, we're gonna go there next. The weapon I want to add to my arsenal is up there. Was that a scorpion? Yeah, just some bark scorpions. I can take them. I think I made a wrong turn. I want to go up Black Mountain, which is over there. Yeah, this is Hidden Valley. Might as well discover it. Yeah, like a bunch of scorpions are gonna stop me. I've taken on scorpions bigger than you back in the capital Wasteland. That's right, keep coming. I've gained the rank 3 Bug Stomper perk from punching out all the scorpions in Hidden Valley. Alright, I think I gotta keep traveling north from here if I'm gonna get to Black Mountain.
Welcome, Utobitha, to another episode of Know Your Mutants. Today, we're proud to have best friend Tabitha with us. Welcome to the show. Good to be here, Rhonda. You look good. So what type of mutant did you want to talk about this time, best friend Tabitha? I thought I'd briefly talk about first-generation super mutants, Rhonda. Ooh, what can you tell us about them? What we call the first generation of super mutants, Rhonda, were actually created by the Master himself. Like everything the Master took a direct hand in, they were better than the ones who came later. The ones made by accident. They were smarter, almost as smart as Nightkin, and were able to think and act for themselves. However, the first generation seems to have some kind of suicidal urge that they can't control. How terrible! What makes you say that, best friend Tabitha? So far, all first-generation super mutants that have come to Utobitha have left not soon after. How strange! Why would anyone leave the safety and comfort that Utobitha provides? Why indeed, Rhonda? But now there's not a single first-generation super mutant in Utobitha! Except Neil. Except Neil! Well, I think we've learned something today. Let's go to the music.
Neil's shack. There's definitely a shack up there.
This is a dangerous place, human, especially for your kind. I suggest you turn back. There's nothing good waiting for you further on.
This Neil is a super mutant. Rather than attacking me, he came up to warn me that this is a dangerous place. What's dangerous about it exactly?
You must have heard our radio broadcasts. Though why a human would follow her invitation here is beyond me, unless you didn't listen very closely. The voice on the radio belongs to Tabitha, the Supreme Commander of Black Mountain, or as she calls it, the state of Utobitha. She took control of this place almost 2 years ago. The super mutants here do whatever she says, and she says humans are to be killed on sight.
Let's ask him this. How did Tabitha end up in control?
For years, Black Mountain was a peaceful community. Its leader, Marcus, broadcast an invitation to mutants throughout the Wasteland. That's how I found Black Mountain. So did others, most of them second-generation mutants. Marcus welcomed everyone. That was his mistake. The community ended up being mostly second-gen, not very bright, but easy to influence. Fine until the Nightkin came along, led by Tabitha. In a week, she had most of the second-gens thinking she was some kind of prophet, and that she should be broadcasting her truth, not Marcus. Marcus saw what was coming and decided to leave before things got out of hand. He smashed the radio and left to found Jacobstown.
Ah, so Marcus smashed the radio. That's why the radius on the radio is far less than Radio New Vegas, for example. You say Marcus smashed the radio. If it's still working, then I guess it's not very well.
There's a sad story behind that. Marcus smashed it just fine, but while we were gone, some ghoul named Raoul came along. Tabitha turned him into her personal mechanic. A slave, really. See, if I'd been standing down here, I could have warned him before it was too late.
So there's a ghoul up there being kept a slave by the Nightkin. I'll have to see what I could do about that. I'm assuming that's why you're here instead of Jacobstown, is to warn people like me from going up the mountain. Let's see, what's Jacobstown?
The opposite of Black Mountain. A stable community of mutants, mostly. Led by a mentally stable leader. Humans are welcome there, so long as they behave themselves. Look northwest of Red Rock Canyon if you want to find it.
Alright, he marked it on the map where I can find Jacobstown. It sounds like you've had enough of Tabitha. What if I helped you deal with her?
Help would improve the odds. Help might just make the difference. Alright, if you're good enough at what you do to meet me in the village up near the peak, we can talk further. I'll have a plan by the time I see you, if I see you. Good luck. It's gonna be a lot harder for you to get up there than it will be for me.
Yeah, I imagine, because they won't attack you. You're a mutant. Don't worry, bub. I'm the best at what I do.
You're listening to another edition of Know Your Mutants with Best Friend Tabitha. So, Best Friend Tabitha, who will we learn about today?
I guess it's time we talked about the Dum-Dums.
Oh, you mean the second-generation super mutants who aren't so bright?
That's them. Dum-Dums. That is,
They're very big and strong.
Yes, they're just as big as other mutants and as strong as they look. Beyond that,
And there's a lot of them.
Oh yeah, Dum-Dums are the most common type of mutant that most travelers will encounter, and make up more than half the mutants here in Utobitha.
Best Friend Tabitha, some of our listeners may wonder how you can call them dum-dums on the air like this.
That's a good question, Rhonda.
Thank you.
The truth is, they're so dumb, they don't even know that I'm talking about them right now.
And that's another revealing look at mutant kind. Second-generation super mutants. Big, numerous, dumb. More after this.
And she gives reasons for why that is. That super mutant is hostile to me. Let's throw dynamite at him until I get his attention. Got my winterized T-51B armor on. I don't think he realizes his ranged weapon's not going to work that well against me from back here. But as Neil said, these second-generation mutants aren't that smart. Tabitha refers to them on the radio as the Dum-Dums.
Get away!
Come on, I got all the dynamite I could ever ask for. I'll probably get more once I fight more powder gangers. Let's finish him with this. It's like, please, I've been killing super mutants for a long time now. Yeah, super mutants were not a joke in Fallout 1 and 2. They were actually really strong and tough. In New Vegas, they're not as tough as they were in Fallout 1 and 2, but they're still pretty tough. You wouldn't want to come here as a low-level character. I see you over there. Once your friend blows up the mine, I'll get you. I think she's listening to the radio right now at Tabitha yelling about how great Utobitha is and why the mutants need to drive away the humans. Oh, down he goes. Yeah, sign says, keep out.
Welcome to another episode of Know Your Mutants. Special guest star, best friend Tabitha, is with us in the studio to share her insights on this topic that affects us all.
Thank you, Rhonda. Today, I'd like to talk about a subject near and dear to my heart, the Nightkin.
Ooh, you must know a lot about the Nightkin, best friend Tabitha, seeing as how you are one.
That's true, Rhonda. I am in a unique position to speak to the natural superiority of my kind. Our story begins, as most stories do, with the Master. Our glorious leader had created the super mutants. But something nagged at him. That's right. My position of supreme authority must never be questioned.
One last thing. Is there any truth to the rumor that all Nightkin are slightly crazy from their overuse of psychologically damaging pre-war technology?
None at all, Rhonda.
There you have it, Utobitha. Nightkin, your benevolent overlords, who are most certainly not crazy. We'll be back after this.
She mentions the radiation, the fact that all the second-gen super mutants are under her command to kill the humans that show up. Oh, hello. Wanna have a sword fight, huh? Taste the power of Gehenna. There we go, now we're gonna absorb his quickening. There's a dead NCR trooper here. Take his dog tag, it might come in handy later. Looks like he tried to go up this way. But there's bear traps all over this way. And there's a rock slide. Whoa, including a big boulder. What is this, a Looney Tunes skit? Run! I mean, the boulder moves slow enough that you can avoid it. I don't know if it actually hurts you or not. There's a sign there that said falling rocks. Best to keep that in mind if you're coming this way, huh? Then again, falling rocks might be the least of your worries. Another master. Yeah, Tabitha's co-host is named Rhonda. Rhonda refers to Tabitha as best friend Tabitha. Well, we'll find out something about the Nightkin soon after we get up there. One of the things mentioned is that Tabitha denies the fact that super mutants, in particular the Nightkin, are affected by obsession with using stealth boys to turn invisible. And she says, no, of course these don't cause them to go crazy and develop split personalities that conflict with each other most of the time. As we find out throughout the game, that's exactly what happens. Load that into the rocket launcher. Oh yeah. I'm gonna pay off the next monster I see up here.
We're back with best friend Tabitha, who is telling us why humans should stay the hell away and keep their distance from the state of Utobitha.
Thank you, Rhonda. That's a good point. As you know, one of the many benefits of living in Utobitha is the ready availability of pet centaurs.
Ooh, I love the centaurs. They're just so cute.
Exactly, Rhonda. Who could resist those sweet little faces and that cute way they shuffle around on all those hands they have? But humans must be so caught up with their pleasant features that they forget the most important thing about centaurs.
And what might that be, best friend Tabitha?
Centaurs eat humans, Rhonda! You see, humans are a lot smaller and much more tender than you or I, so centaurs naturally see them as food.
Ah, that would make it hard for them to get along, wouldn't it?
Indeed. Given the situation, I had to make a hard choice when I created Utobitha. Do we invite weak, greedy humans who would just die anyway? Or cute, lovable centaurs who fight and die for us and ask nothing in return? After much deliberation, I went with the centaurs.
And there you have it, Utobitha. The next time you play with a huggable, lovable centaur, remember that best friend Tabitha made it all possible.
Skeleton. Radiation. What do I got over here? That's a centaur. And a big one. There we go. I'm the President of the United States. I'm gonna pay you off to look the other way. Yes, that was a horrible Donald Trump impersonation, and I apologize. One named Mo. Wise guy, huh? Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. There's a lot of radiation up here. I'm gonna take a Radix. I guess I fired everything out of the rocket launcher. Bye-bye. Oh, there's a bunch of them up here. I've gained the rank 3 Abominable perk. You are dead, right? Yeah. Hey, Centaur. Have some of your buddy's blood. Alright, I think that's all the centaurs. Including Mo, which I think is Tabitha's personal pet, centaur. There's also a Brotherhood of Steel paladin down here, as well as his mission holotape. Wonder what that's all about. Apparently he's also got T-51B power armor. Yeah, like I said, the winterized T-51B power armor is heavy duty. I could take a bunch of hits in it and it barely loses any durability at all. The fact that I have a high repair skill, as well as the repair bobblehead that keeps my items from deteriorating as fast as normal. Let's take a look at the thing I picked up from the Brotherhood of Steel paladin down there. Mission Statement CB03. Paladin Hughes and Fairbanks, I need you two to head to the nearby communications array and look for the components mentioned in the briefing. The mutants there have been reasonable in the past and may prove helpful. McNamara. Well, they were reasonable, I guess, when Marcus was in charge, but since then, Tabitha has taken over and turned the second-gen mutants hostile. We'll probably meet Marcus later. He's actually one of the potential followers you could get in Fallout 2. And as you probably expected by the fact that he was running this place before Tabitha, he was also a super mutant. More falling rocks. I've discovered Black Mountain. Here you go. Yep, one super mutant walked right up to me. Oh boy. I think that plasma grenade hit me. Crippled my arms with that one. I'll just fix myself up. Switch to Gehenna. Take out the Master. Here I come.
You're listening to Radio Free Utobitha, bringing truth to Utobithians 24 hours a day. Welcome!
I still miss you, Rhonda, after all these years.
Also joining us from his lock cell is Raul Tejada, master mechanic who can be executed at any time. Hello, Raul, or should that be Hola?
Oh, either one works.
Today you die, Raul! I command it!
Ooh, Raul! Supreme Commander Tabitha says you died today. Any reaction?
I'm going to obey Supreme Tabitha. Claro. Whatever she say. Just I feel so bad I died before I fix her special robot.
I was able to hear Tabitha yelling on the radio at Raul about how she's going to have him executed for whatever reason. Don't worry, Raul, I'm on my way. There's gonna be more mutants up ahead. Get an appropriate weapon ready. Are ya? Doesn't look like you're gonna kill me to me. Not without your arm.
A pleasant surprise to see you made it. I'm ready to get started if you are.
Sure thing, let's do it.
Here's the plan. The gate to Tabitha's compound is guarded by several Nightkin, all of them using devices that make them invisible. I'm going to draw them away from the gate by telling them I spotted an intruder in the village. Then you slip in.
Sure thing, I can make that work.
Good luck. We're going to need it.
Sounds fine. I think if they're going to be invisible, I should be invisible too. Use a stealth boy. Neil? There you go. You're supposed to be one of the first-gen mutants, Neil. You're supposed to be smarter than that. There we go. You can, if you look closely, you can probably see the wibbles. Those are the invisible Nightkin running off to find the intruder. I believe one particular Nightkin, however, stays behind, and that's the one I want. You can see him up there. I believe that's the Nightkin sniper. It is. Unlike the other Nightkin, I'm going to take this one out. Looks like I can pickpocket him. No, I can't. Die. And here's why I wanted this one. He's got 8 missiles, a hunting rifle, and Annabelle. This is a unique missile launcher. There was a unique missile launcher in the Capital Wasteland called the Miss Launcher, but the reason I didn't pick up that one is that it's terrible. It fires missiles without the ability to fire them. It just, they fall to the ground and explode. You're more likely to blow yourself up with them. Annabelle, on the other hand, is a genuine missile launcher. I can repair it with my missile launcher, too. So yeah, this will be a keeper weapon. Alright, I slipped into Tabitha's storage building. There's some intact garden gnomes in here, some trunks that require a key that I believe Tabitha herself has. There's a robot just laying here. Broken Mr. Handy. The robot lies inert on the table, giving no indication of having worked recently, or ever. A nameplate on the part of the surface is scratched and mostly faded, but you can still make out the faint word Rhonda. Isn't Rhonda the name of the co-host that Tabitha has on the radio? Let's check the robot's circuitry. You quickly ascertain that the robot's current AI state is set to hibernate, likely a self-defense mechanism after the unit suffered catastrophic damage. Whoever repaired it probably didn't know how to reset its AI. After flipping the right switch, the robot jumps to life.
Hello. Could you please direct me to Mistress Tabitha?
You need to go back to Tabitha, huh? Alright, sure, follow me.
Thank you very much. My internal clock says it's been 6 years, 52 days, 40 minutes, and 13 seconds since I last spoke to her. I hope she hasn't gotten lonely.
Well, let's hope not. Yeah, she only took over Black Mountain and, turned the second-gen super mutants into crazy human hunters. But let's go find her, and maybe having you back will change your attitude.
Rhonda? Is that you? It is, Mistress Tabitha. How I've missed you so. This stranger here fixed me up right as rain. Is he a friend of yours? I don't know how to thank you for bringing Rhonda back to me, stranger. Here, take this. I won't be needing it anymore.
There we go, and I got the equipment key. So, what'll you do now that you have Rhonda back?
I don't know. It's been so long since I lost Rhonda that I'm not sure. Mistress Tabitha, we should be heading off. Our journey has been much delayed, but we can catch up if we hurry. Come along now. Yes, Rhonda.
And then they run off, and I gain karma for solving the quest this way. Apparently Tabitha and Rhonda were traveling together, and when Rhonda broke down, Tabitha freaked out and her split personality kicked in, believing that the other voice in her head was Rhonda's. But now Tabitha has the real Rhonda back, and they'll go off to live happily ever after, I hope. But I'm not done yet. There's still somebody else locked up in here. You might remember Neil mentioned that there was a guy named Raoul locked up down here. I can use this workbench here to recycle cells. And on the radio, Tabitha was talking about how she was going to kill Raoul, and he should be over here. It's a very hard locked terminal. I need a science skill of 100 to hack it. But there's also another terminal here. There's some entries on a thing. So if I don't have enough pointless things to do here, Tabitha wants me to start keeping a log of all the repairs I do. So here's my first log entry. I fixed up several old terminals that were left over in order to attack buildings. I wonder what she's going to use them for. Apparently the mutants raided a caravan today. One of their rifles jammed. It took about 7 minutes to fix it. I also performed minor maintenance on the broadcasting tower outside. It's tempting to think that I could have just pulled a switch there and taken this accursed station off the air. No doubt you would have me killed soon afterward, but it might have been worth it just to see the look on her face. Raoul's a pretty interesting ghoul. The mutant with the scar across his face, whom I've taken to calling Cuddles, stopped in today and asked me to fix his car. I told him that's outside my expertise and seriously thought he was going to kill me. Tried to escape today. Tabitha had one of her men beat me senseless when they caught me. Now they lock me in the next room whenever I'm not working on something. Oh, and I fixed a toaster. Cuddles came in about his car again. He even brought a container of gas and asked if that would help. I tried to tell him the gas wasn't the problem, but he got really angry and dragged me outside. Tabitha killed him herself before things got too ugly. At least I don't have to hear about his damn car anymore. Yeah, apparently Cuddles really wanted Raoul to fix a car, but most of the cars, if you've seen, are like the ones in Postal 2. Nothing but useless exploding props. Tabitha came in today and said she's concerned about my safety. She's insisted that I change the lock on my door to require a password, using one of the other computers I fixed. I'm really starting to regret ever fixing those. The password is 123456789. That's the dumbest password I've ever heard. Like anyone who cares will ever read this. Oh, don't worry, Raoul, I care. Well, now I know the terminal's password that required a science skill of 100. 123456789. Anyways, let's disengage the lock. Now we can go in. This must be Raoul.
Took you long enough, so can I go now?
Yeah, Raoul, interestingly enough, is voiced by Danny Trejo. What do you mean it took me long enough?
Sorry. I assumed the only reason you'd fight past a horde of super mutants and pick the lock on my cell is if you heard my cry for help on the radio. But maybe you're just sightseeing. So since the door's open and all, can I go now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Enjoy your freedom.
Alrighty then. I'll just head out, alone, by myself, into the dangerous waste.
Well, I can actually have him as a follower, but I don't really want him as a follower yet. There's a few more areas I need to go to first before I can... Each of the followers in the Mojave Wasteland has a personal companion quest, and I haven't been to all the areas I need to complete Raoul's companion quest, so we're going to take a rain check on that. You'll be alright. Farewell, mi amigo.
If by some chance you want to find me again, and if by some even greater chance the coyotes haven't picked my bones clean, I'll be at my shack.
I'll just use dynamite. Works good against the coyotes for me. If that doesn't work, just throw one off the nearest cliff. Yeah, Tabitha's equipment key unlocks all these locked boxes that required a key to open. If you need some decent weapons or some ammo for like guns and such, they got them here. For some reason, there's a bunch of 9mm pistols in this one. Of course, if you got this far, you won't need 9mm pistols. There's a terminal here I can hack. There's some logs here. We've been picking up a lot of activity from China's satellite network. The tension is pretty high around here. Frank's been talking about securing a place in one of the vaults for himself and his family. And when he didn't show up to work yesterday, I think we all knew where he went. I think this was a pre-war log entry. Next one. Oh my god, it's actually happening. We have readings across the board of launches happening everywhere. They must have thrown everything they had. It looks like we didn't hold back either. The computer says we have 2 minutes until the first missile drops. This must have obviously been done on the day of the Great War when the nukes dropped. I can brutally type. The mountains shielded us from the worst of the blast, but there's too much... Well, I guess this confirms that the guy who was typing this was killed in the nuclear blast. How about the next log entry? Wow, I can't believe these old machines still work. This place looks pretty defensible, and the radiation should keep the majority of people away. Looks like we found a home, at least for now. First things first, though, we've got to get these corpses out of here. Poor bastards. Marcus. Ah, so I guess this is when the mutants first came in and claimed Black Mountain for themselves. There's another terminal over here that I can hack and find some information on. And these ones aren't numbered. Marcus made me type this. The leader of this community, Marcus, said I should start keeping a journal to get my mind off of Rhonda. He also said I might find something interesting inside this stupid old building. What could possibly be interesting here? The only thing that works in here is this junky old terminal. I'm guessing Tabitha started using this computer after Rhonda first got destroyed. It's a radio station. It's amazing. This place is a radio station. If we can get it repaired, we could broadcast music across the wastes, just like Rhonda and I used to listen to. Ah, Rhonda, how I wish you hadn't gone away. I asked all the mutants here for help, but none of them could do anything for you, which makes me doubt they can fix this place. Yeah, Raoul repaired Rhonda, and then I turned Rhonda back on the air. The radio station is fixed, and we've begun sending our message out into the desert. Marcus thinks I spend too much time in here, but what does a first gen know? Rhonda says they're just one step up from dum-dums, and I agree. But as you recall, Rhonda had been destroyed and hadn't been repaired. This must be when Tabitha started hearing Rhonda in her head as a split personality. The elite. There was a fight in the yard today between some of us and the first gens. Marcus made a speech about how we need to work together. But why should we? We were the Master's favorites. We don't need their help. Rhonda says we'd be better off without them. Alone at last. Marcus and the others left today. Finally, we have the whole place to ourselves. No more listening to lectures about what we can and can't say on the air. The airwaves will be free. Now Rhonda and I can host our own radio show like we've always planned. I don't know why Marcus always refused to let us do it before. He always started getting real nervous when I told him what Rhonda thought about things. Rhonda says he was afraid she was too smart to control. Anyway, this is the start of a new era. The only downside is most of the dum-dums chose to stay. And lucky. Great news. A ghoul entered our camp today who has expertise fixing machines. He seems to really like it here, so I hope he can stay long enough to fix Rhonda. Weird, Rhonda just asked me why she would need fixing. She has a point, what was I thinking? And safe. I finally got Raoul to finish installing the security measures on my door. Now I can have all the privacy I want. Just in case I have a dum-dum moment, I've placed the spare key under the stairs behind my building. No one ever goes back there, so it should be safe from discovery. Basically, Tabitha just gave away on that terminal where to find the key to get into her office in case I chose not to resolve this the peaceful way. It would be right here. In fact, here it is, Tabitha's room key. I think since she already gave me the keys, I didn't have to pick that up, but now I can get into the broadcast second floor building. And if you come in here before Tabitha has been reunited with Rhonda, she would turn hostile and attack you here, right on the spot. She also has a sheet music book here. There's a repair note here. Wonder what it says. Raoul, Rhonda made me angry, so I threw this. Now it doesn't seem to work. Please fix. Yeah, another thing is if you free Raoul before repairing Tabitha or dealing with her, she will actually shout over the radio,
No! I won't let you have my Raoul!
And then you'll have to take her out. She'll actually be waiting for you right outside the prison wing. And I think that'll do it for now. We cleared out some Deathclaws, and we've stopped the Black Mountain radio signal from luring in the wrong kinds of people into a trap that where they'll be either enslaved or killed by the second-gen super mutants. Well, the next time we'll go and actually tackle the main quest of the game. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Listeners have been unable to pick up radio broadcasts from Black Mountain recently. Most are calling the static, quote, a welcome improvement.